From the studios of WWAY, it's the Seahawk Basketball Show. The Seahawk Basketball Show is brought to you by your Carolina Ford dealers, Papa John's, Adams Beverage, Harris Teeter, Coastal Beverage, and Reed's Jewelers. And now, here's your host, Mike Vaccaro.
Well, good morning. Welcome, everybody. Mike Vaccaro here alongside Rob Burke, back here in our WWAY TV3 studios. Talking Seahawk basketball, we'll recap the trip up north for UNCW, a profile on John Bowen, and also look ahead at just one game this week at home against the rival Charleston coming into town. And again, Coach, going up to Northeastern and Hofstra. Truth be told, we're recording this before that trip up there, but let's talk about Northeastern here. Second meeting with them. You go on the road in Boston. Obviously, when you look at the Huskies, Jordan Rowland is a big factor.
He's a major factor. I mean, he had 38 on us here at home, and I thought we did a really good job on him. He made some unbelievably tough shots. Brian Tofrey worked all night long to try to contest everything he got, and they run a lot of stuff for him, and they do a good job of playing off of him. They got an excellent point guard in Tyson Walker, a freshman, who we got to contain and keep in front of us. And Brace Bolden, one of the better foremen in this league, hasn't played up to the potential that I thought he would have, the type of year he'd have, but still a major threat for them and what they're trying to do.
Yeah, this is a team that's kind of slipped a little bit as well, maybe starting with that win you had against them back at Trask Coliseum. So obviously a big game for both these teams.
No question. Huge game for both of us. They'll have a chip on their shoulder. They'll be ready to defend their home court. They know they let one get away here, being up 16, and it's kind of it got away from them. And our energy at home was phenomenal. So now we have to change our mindset. We have to be tough-minded. We have to have our defense locked in, and we got to be able to go on the road, play on the ice up there, I call it, because the ice is underneath, and deal with their home court advantage. And we have to play the game that we want to play and how we want to play.
We've talked a lot about, with this young team learning how to win. You learn how to win in overtime against Northeastern. Now that confidence is built. Do you see that with your kids, again, going on the road against two tough opponents? I
do. I mean, if you can go down to Charleston and win, you can go anywhere in this league and win, and we've done that. And so we've protected home court, and, we went to Towson. We thought that was a really tough team to beat at home, and we battled. So we'll have a couple days of preparation. When we beat Northeastern, we only had 1 day prep. And so this will give us 3 good days to come up with the right game plan, to have a good understanding of their personnel, and then just to have the mindset, hey, we believe we come up here and win as long as we play the game the way we know how to play it. We don't turn the basketball over, and we don't give up offensive rebounds. We're going to be right in the mix, and then late in the game, hopefully how we've played previously will help us win that ball game.
Well, this game again Thursday night in Boston, historic Matthews Arena, UNCW and Northeastern's second meeting of the season. Let's take a look now at our Harris Teeter highlights.
Hesitation dribbled around a screen, jump shot, good, finally.
What helps UNCW is that it's been a little bit of a sleepy start for Northeastern offensively.
They get it going there, right. You get a couple of buckets spaced out. You've got 2 field goals.
A lot of points for them.
I think so. Even if it's not stateside, Jordan Rowland better get the passport ready because he'll have plenty of options coming his way. Here's a big 3 from the far wing.
In which he was not in any sort of foul trouble. And that really mystified Northeastern.
Quick release there by Gadsden. Point advantage to this point for the Huskies.
Well, certainly for Northeastern, they've got to be happy with the defense. Although, as I say that,
easy flash to the bucket for Linson for 2.
Becoming the interim head coach, Hofstra and Northeastern.
Tyson Walker gets called for the foul as an and-one opportunity coming up for Shaquem Phillips.
And keep you at arm's length, still up 11.
Rowland had 11 points the first 8 minutes or so in this game. There's another answer, though, by the Seahawks. Jalen Sims for 3. They've only got 5 seconds left to work with. Nearly another turnover. Instead, Linson on the baseline. And a big bucket brings it back to 10 points for the Seahawks. Strong finish to close out the first half.
Around 10 and give themselves some life.
The kick out by Sims is poked away momentarily. Only a couple of ticks on the shot clock. Floater in the lane. No. Poked around. Put back Linson.
They don't look like a team that is got its tail between its legs on a 4-game losing streak.
They go for the steal attempt, and instead Linson makes the catch through some traffic. Double-double of the season. Brace might need to get a couple of late buckets. Nice job by Linson, who's asserting himself in the second half.
His athleticism, he can quickly get to the basket and throw down with authority.
Three from the wing, that's buried. Jake Boggs getting into the mix.
Momentum after the Boggs three is just not there anymore.
Could have been an 11-point game, instead back up to 15. Corner three, buried by Tollfree. Dials it up.
Look foolish when you give him too much space, but he can hurt you in other ways.
Whole lot of space for Tollfree as he buries another. Little Globetrotter action from Gadsden to keep the dribble alive while going down to the court. Now a three by Sims. Buries that one.
And tough for the program in general to get any sort of continuity.
Linson finishes on the stumbling assist by Ty Gadsden and a timeout by the Seahawks. Bring it back to 15.
Says UNCW gave them some problems, down the stretch here. But overall, I think especially defensively, Bill Cohen has got to be really happy with the intensity from start to finish.
Sims knocks in a three. He gets fouled in the process.
All in all for Roland.
Three-pointer no good. The putback is good for Sims. Time lost for the Huskies down in Cape Fear. And instead, they take care of business on their home court.
Let's talk about math. Fuel points math. For every dollar you spend at Harris Teeter, you get a fuel point. 100 fuel points equals 10 cents off per gallon. 200 fuel points equals 20 cents off per gallon. 1,000 fuel points equals $1 off per gallon on quality fuel. And if you're shopping at Harris Teeter with your Vic card, your fuel points are already adding up. Check the bottom of your receipt. Harris Teeter Fuel Points, an easy way to save on fuel.
See harristeeter.com for details.
Every time it's been way too long. A Corona gets its line. Every time you're not related, but you're definitely family. Every time you meet from across the party. Every time all of us is all we need. And every time your favorite place is more about who than where. A Corona.
Along the coast of North Carolina lies one of the best universities in the Southeast, the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. UNC Wilmington, giving flight to imagination.
Well, from Boston to Long Island, UNCW takes on the Hofstra Pride yesterday inside the Max Sports Complex. And again, the second meeting with Hofstra. Coach, last time it was a 2-point game, a setback at home. And again, remember, we're recording this before the Seahawks go there. So let's talk about Hofstra. Preseason favorite. Going into the week, they are the top team in league play right now, and certainly they've got a lot of weapons.
They do. They got 4 guys who can go put the ball in the hole. You know, when we previously played them at home, we played with a lot of emotion. It was a long week. We only had 2 days to prep for them and really get our game plan in how we wanted to play. But we held them to 63 points. We did a really good job on the glass. It came down to the last minute of the game, and they ended up having the last possession. And we had the last possession, but they scored on their last possession to put themselves up 2. So we'll have some time to get ready for them. Obviously, we're going to be playing Northeastern first, and we'll have a one-day prep. But leading up to this, we'll have a better feel of who we are defensively, also how to attack their zone. We've seen some zone already, so I feel good where we're at. And all the pressure's on them. They can't drop a game. So, we got to go put some pressure on them throughout the game all night long to make sure that they hold court if they want to at home.
Going into this, how much do you change from the first meeting to the second meeting? And again, as you said, you just took over that week, didn't have a whole lot of time, but now I would think you'd feel more comfortable and things are more in place for you.
Definitely. I don't think we change anything on the day before the game. We have been changing and evolving all the way through this process. And so we'll be a different looking team that they see because we're going to be able to defend in the half court. We'll have some different defensive schemes for their personnel. And then offensively, we're gonna make sure that we attack that zone. And again, we're gonna go out there and press them a little bit. We really hadn't gotten to our press yet. And so I feel good where we're at. I feel good about our personnel. I think we're confident. And we'll go up there. Our guys know they can beat them. They showed it at home, and with some time to prep and to really change our mindset, what we've been doing, I feel good heading on this road trip.
Well, again, the defense has been really good for UNCW heading up north. Let's see what happened again yesterday afternoon in Long Island. The Seahawks on the road at Hofstra. Here's our Reed's Jewelers highlights.
With possession, the Pride came out in their home whites, blue trim and gold lettering as they turn it over. Nice double team from the Seahawks pressure. Eli Pemberton into the turnover. Now it's going to be the Seahawks coming the other way. Okaru down low to Linson. Cutting baseline, flips it up with the left hand and in. But Hofstra gives it right back to the Seahawks. It's in the hands of Shaquem Phillips. He'll float it up from inside the middle of the lane and find the bottom of the bucket. Last 3 minutes of action. Toll free to Sims, now back to Boggs. Deep three over Bowie, and he swishes it. Kick out three from Coburn on the right wing. That one's strong into the hands of Jalen Sims. Now Okaru the other way. To the middle of the lane, left-handed finish. Handed off to Jake Boggs, coming to his left. No look pass to the high post to Okaru. He kicks it out to Sims, right corner three, and he finally gets it to go. Okaru, hand off to Gadsden, driving to the middle of the lane, floats it up with the right hand at the CAA logo off the back rim. John Bowen with the strong two-handed rebound and able to follow on the second effort. Hands it off to Boggs, cutting across the Hofstra logo at midcourt. Now they'll go high post. It's Tollfree from the left elbow, and he's able to knock it down. Brian Tollfree cuts the deficit.
Just keeping up that hot scoring outburst that he had in the first half, in the last game, and just keeping it up early on.
Guarded by Bowie, moving to his right, gives it up to Gadsden. Down low, it's Linson working on the 6'7" Conte. Flips it up with the left hand. Nice post move, banks in the layup. Now UNCW on the attack. Down low to Linson. Linson turns back left into the middle of the key, floats it up with the right hand. That's it now up top to Phillips, to Okaru, now to the corner. It's Tollfree, pump fake on Coburn, gets Coburn in the air, drives baseline, dumps it off to Linson, who throws it down in the middle of the key with two hands.
Another wide open three for Tariq Coburn.
Boggs, left side corner three, that one's off right off the front of the rim. Gadsden right there to clean it up, finishes with the left hand. UNCW won for their last 8. Sims from three, count it, and one. Sims with the left wing three, and for about 2 hash marks out, can't convert. UNCW with the defensive rebound, up ahead to Okaru. Kick back out to Gadsden, he'll pull up from three and knock it down. Ty Gadsden with the 3-point field goal. Pass comes to his feet, turns, faces, and fades, and knocks it down.
A nice little nifty play there from Stafford Trueheart.
Gadsden again for three, book it. Ty Gadsden back-to-back threes. Phillips will get the ball right back at the Hofstra logo. Puts it on the deck, attacks the right side, floats it up from the CAA logo on an angle and knocks it down. Okaru now Phillips in the left corner, guarded by Bowie. Puts it on the deck, moving towards the middle of the lane, floats up with the right hand of the CAA logo and knocks it down. Back-to-back buckets for Shaquem Phillips. Phillips responsible for 2 of those previously made field goals for UNCW. Phillips will go all the way to the rim again and finish with the right hand.
At Papa John's, when it comes to better ingredients, better pizza, we deliver. And now we're delivering extra value too.
When the Seahawks win, you win. Get 50% off your online order the day after a Seahawks men's or women's victory with code Seahawks.
At Papa John's, when it comes to better ingredients, better pizza, we deliver. And now we're delivering extra value too.
When the Seahawks win, you win. Get 50% off your online order the day after a Seahawks men's or women's victory with code Seahawks.
Whoa, that's crisp.
Crisp taste, brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light.
Whoa, that's crisp.
Crisp taste, brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light.
I buy gift cards to pay for all the music, videos, and TV shows I download. And when I do, I save on fuel. With Harris Teeter Fuel Points, I get 2 times the points for every gift card I buy. Spend $25 and get 50 fuel points. And my points are redeemable at any Harris Teeter Fuel Center or participating BP station. I can save up to $1 per gallon on quality fuel. It's money I'm going to spend anyway. Plus, I save at the pump. Harris Teeter Fuel Points. It's music to my ears.
Along the coast of North Carolina lies one of the best universities in the Southeast, the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. UNC Wilmington, giving flight to imagination.
Well, so many new players on this team this year. John Bowen is one of those guys, a junior, and a transfer from Belmont Abbey. And, Coach, I know it took a while for him to get the waiver. He wasn't sure if he was going to be playing this year or not. He is, and he's a guy that's become a role guy right now, but obviously a lot of potential for him as well.
Yes, tons of potential. John had a great 2-year career at Belmont Abbey, helped them win a championship last year, regular season championship in the Seahawk, the Carolinas Conference. So we took John, and we knew there would be a development process. It's a major jump from that league to our league, the physicality of it, and he has just dived all in with us. We're trying to turn him into more of a perimeter player than a 5-man, but he can do both of those things, and we're just trying to find the right niche for him. But I tell you what a great person, what a great person to have a part of our program, our university, and just a local kid that can show you that, hey, man, I can be successful, and taking basketball and using basketball and helping him go down the avenue that he wants to in life.
With his size, bringing him to the perimeter, how does that help out this team? Because, again, you've got some big guys in this league, but more of them are more playing inside.
Yep. I like John defensively on the perimeter. I think we can switch with him in ball screens. I think he can guard some 3s, some 4s, and then I think he can out-quick some 5s in the league. They're going to be more physical than him, but we're just trying to get him to a point where he can out-quick those guys. He does see the game. He has a really good basketball mind, understands all the stuff we're trying to run offensively. He understands our defensive schemes, but again, he's still making that jump from that level to our level that we're playing at, which is a really good level.
Yeah, obviously the CAA, and especially this year, some really good big men, guys his size in the league. Well, let's learn more now about John Bowen. Again, one of the new members on this team. Tanner Barth has more.
Basketball fans across the Cape Fear might recognize the name John Bowen. The UNCW junior was a standout at West Bladen High School just down the road from Wilmington, where he was a double-double machine for the Knights throughout his high school career, and he says being closer to Bladenboro played a big factor in his decision to transfer to UNCW after 2 seasons at Belmont Abbey.
Being closer to home, getting to see my family, and just everybody that supported me throughout my career is just really something special to be able to play in front of them more.
John's time at Belmont Abbey didn't go unnoticed. He averaged 9 points and 5.5 rebounds a game in his sophomore campaign. But the jump to the Division I level has been a change, but he's done nothing but embrace it.
The practices are more intense, higher level, more athleticism, bigger players, and it's just the main difference. Like the talent level is up there a little bit too, but we're just in real well, and I'm loving it right now.
Being 6'7", John has the ability to play in the post or go beyond the arc and knock down a three-pointer when needed. He describes himself as a high motor guy, always looking for the opportunity to get the crowd on their feet.
I would say my energy and athleticism. I love to make big, high energy plays that will just get the momentum shifted or give us more momentum throughout the game.
When Bowen's off the court, he spends his time like most college kids, hanging out with friends and, of course, video games, and all of that has sparked a passion of his that he still does to this day.
I actually love to make videos. Like, I kind of want to start my own YouTube channel and then like maybe get into film industry or something.
And when it comes to the content you might see, he just likes to have fun and enjoy life.
It's just talking about life, being goofy. You know, I like to dance a little bit too, so you might see a little bit of that on there.
Every time it's been way too long. A Corona gets its line. Every time you're not related, but you're definitely family. Every time you meet from across the party. Every time all of us is all we need. And every time your favorite place is more about who than where. A Corona.
Along the coast of North Carolina lies one of the best universities in the Southeast, the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. UNC Wilmington, giving flight to imagination.
Well, again, UNCW coming off the road or swing up north, Northeastern and Hofstra. Let's take a look now at this week's play of the week.
They've only got 5 seconds left to work with. Nearly another turnover. Instead, Linson on the baseline. And a big bucket brings it back to 10 points for the Seahawks. Strong finish to close out the first half.
Whoa, that's crisp.
Crisp taste, brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light.
That's crisp.
Crisp taste, brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light.
At Papa John's, when it comes to better ingredients, better pizza, we deliver. And now we're delivering extra value too.
When the Seahawks win, you win. Get 50% off your online order the day after a Seahawks men's or women's victory with code Seahawks.
At Papa John's, when it comes to better ingredients, better pizza, we deliver. And now we're delivering extra value too.
When the Seahawks win, you win. Get 50% off your online order the day after a Seahawks men's or women's victory with code Seahawks.
Along the coast of North Carolina lies one of the best universities in the Southeast, the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. UNC Wilmington, giving flight to imagination.
Well, just 2 weeks left in the regular season, still positioning going on as you take a look at the conference standings. So a lot to be determined before DC happens and the CA Championship. So certainly getting interesting for everybody, UNCW included. Well, you look ahead to this week for UNCW, just the one game. The travel partner is Charleston. That game Saturday, 7 o'clock. That game will be on Flow Sports on the Breeze as well. But we want you out inside Trask Coliseum. Coach, it was a great atmosphere down there in Charleston. You guys got the win against the Cougars. I'm sure they're coming back, trying to get some revenge. So looking for a great atmosphere inside Trask.
Yeah, we're going to need everybody. All hands on deck with this entire city and town and community. We just need everybody that has an interest in UNC Wilmington basketball to come out, because they're going to come down here with a mission, and then our guys are going to be fired up because they know they can beat them. And then the energy in Trask is just going to be something that we're going to have to call on to help us defend Grant Riller and defend the rest of the Charleston Cougars, because they got a good ball club and they'll be ready for us. I think we kind of kept them off guard, kept them off balance at their place. They really didn't know what we were going to do, but they'll have a good game plan. I know Earl can get those guys together, can really coach. So we gotta come ready. We need all hands on deck.
Yeah, as you saw the standings there, Charleston really trying to position themselves to win a regular season championship. So obviously a big game for them. And you talked about Grant Riller, Brevin Galloway as well. You did a great job defensively on them in Charleston. What do you do? Do you do anything differently this time?
I think you got to have a little something in your bag that you don't show or you didn't show, and game plan. And they got to show us that they can beat that game plan before we decide to change. But altogether, I think by then we'll be getting better defensively. We had another 2 weeks to practice. We'll have 5 days to prepare for them. So we'll have a couple tricks up our sleeve, and then we'll just go out there, feed off our crowd. Hopefully we'll be able to make more shots at home. We'll be more comfortable. We'll go through our regular game day routine as being at home, and it'll be an exciting place to be come Saturday.
You were calling the shots as a head coach again down in Charleston. Did you kind of get a sense and a feel of this rivalry in that game, winning it by just a couple points?
Right, it's a huge rivalry. Being at the Citadel, that was a rival of the College of Charleston. We didn't have a chance to beat them both the times we played them. They had Andrew Goodlock. So I feel the same way, because now they have Grant Riller, and we haven't had a chance to really get a guy that I would say was our guy to go to. And I just feel good. Like anytime you can have rivalry games, kids put a little more into it. It weighs a little bit more on both the institutions. And so with those two teams playing for, I think, 2 straight championships a couple of years ago, it's really built up. And I'm excited about going toe-to-toe with them again. As
you mentioned, Grant Riller, again, he's one of the league's best, one of the top candidates for Player of the Year, the preseason Player of the Year as well. So again, that game, the lone game this week for UNCW, it is at home inside Trask Coliseum Saturday against Charleston at 7 o'clock. This week's schedule delivered by Papa John's. Coach, again, a couple of days to kind of get ready for that. Best of luck there. We'll talk with you on Saturday before that game as well.
Look forward to it, man. Look forward to it.
For Rob Burke and our entire crew, thanks for joining us here this Sunday morning. We'll see you next week for another edition of the Seahawk Basketball Show.
Seahawk Basketball Show is brought to you by your Carolina Ford dealers, Papa John's, Adams Beverage, Harris Teeter, Coastal Beverage, and Reed's Jewelers.